Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Brian Silverthorne, and it's always my mission to help entrepreneurs achieve the results they want through their businesses and to help them navigate the sometimes messy worlds of startup and growth or relaunch. And today we're going to dig deep with our guest to get you some great concepts and strategies to fast track your business. And our special guest today is Katharine Halpin. And Katharine left a CPA career back in 1997, and she founded the Halpin Companies to accelerate growth in organizations. So, welcome to the show, Katharine.
Thanks so much, Brian. I so appreciate the opportunity to be here.
I'm glad that you are here. I'm anxious to learn some stuff. So, where are you hanging out? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Vicksburg, Mississippi. That's on the river, darling. I
Oh,
grew up here, and I was able to escape at a young age. And I was gone for 42 years. But 120 days ago, my family and I moved here to be closer to the bigger family, and we're really enjoying being in this. We were in Phoenix for 30 years and in Dallas for 12 years. So it's really nice to be in this really lush, wet environment. It's
yeah,
raining right
yeah.
now.
I've
Yeah,
been through Mississippi a couple times.
it's a beautiful
Had the
state.
pleasure of stopping and staying, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to run through this in 10 minutes or less. So let's get
Okay.
started. Who's your ideal client?
My ideal client is the founder of a company that's taken it as far as they can take it. And they have people, maybe 50 employees at least. And so they're making money. They built up some wealth. Their employees are happy and productive, but they can't take it to the next level. And that's where I can come in and help them take their intact team and realign people to build more alignment. And help them take a step back and look at the big picture, help them use some of my tools to ignite innovation, get everybody in the whole organization coming up with new lines of business, new revenue streams.
Okay, so successful companies, 50 or more employees, but they're a little bit stuck on how to get to the next level.
Exactly,
Great. Okay,
exactly.
I'm sure there's plenty of those out there. So what's the major problem that you solve for them?
The people issues, that's where my expertise is. I could do the financial analysis, I can do the processes and systems, looking at those and make recommendations. And I often, will look at the processes and systems and make recommendations. But my real gift is helping align people in roles with their strengths so their work doesn't feel like work. When I was a CPA, I was poorly suited for that work. I'm not a detail person, I'm a people person. And so I feel like I haven't worked a day in 25 years since 1997 when I went it full time. So when we can make work feel like play and we can engage people more effectively, and we can get them in roles that align with their strengths, the organic growth just takes off.
Makes sense to me. That sounds like a great way to do it, to get
Yeah.
everybody, like you said, if they're having fun and enjoying it, they have a tendency to be more productive
And
and
more
work better.
creative. Yes, and work better together. I help people pull people together. I help them think better. I help them thank each other better, and I help them get the right people in the right roles based on their strengths.
Good, good.
Hmm.
So before your ideal client comes to you, what are the symptoms that they're experiencing that cause them to reach out for help?
Well, I tell my referrals network, I get most of my clients by referral, other professionals, and that might meet these people. I tell them anybody that's whining is a good candidate to have a complimentary confidential consultation with me. If they're whining about their people, especially, but it could be whining about their margins or their revenue or their net profit. So anybody that's whining, and a lot of times people bring me in because they want to make an exit. They want to either sell their company to their employees or to an outside investor like a private equity firm, or they might want to sell to their management team, or they might want to, grow it in preparation for that. My belief is that transition is a wonderful opportunity to grow the company, grow the
Okay,
value, shareholder value, so that they can sell it for more.
great, great. Yeah, so they're
Mhm.
they're whining or complaining about something that's not right.
Right, right.
All
They
right, we're
lose.
doing good here. We got about 6.5 minutes left. So, what are the most common mistakes that you find when you begin working with your clients?
Well, mistakes on my part or their part? I'm
Their
assuming
part.
their part.
Yeah.
Well,
What are the mistakes they're making that you find?
okay, well, a lot of times a founder will be the chief cook and bottle washer. They'll be, heading up the strategic planning process. They'll be operating as a COO, or they'll be the senior technical guy because they have some kind of engineering or manufacturing thing that they invented, and they're the most senior person, with the expertise to manufacture that widget. So often they're wearing so many different hats. They're the chief salesperson. So I help them narrow down their focus and find people within the company that can fill each of those roles, because what they're doing by not developing their people, I tell them they're literally robbing their people of their own career development, and they're robbing themselves of value in their company, because there is no value if they can't sell to anybody if they're the only person that's important on that management team.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got to surround yourself with good people and give them a chance to perform well. So
Right.
I
That's
agree with you there.
right. But we
So
get in our comfort zones, and so it's hard to get out of our comfort zones.
right, right. Okay, we're down to question 5. Still got 4 minutes left. We're doing good. If someone is considering reaching out to you, what's
Mhm.
one action that they could take right now that'll help them? It won't solve all their problems, but it'll give them a good start.
Well, the first thing, I think they should take advantage of a complimentary confidential consultation with me. And before they do they should sit with an open screen on their iPad, or um, open like a blank legal pad or a back of an envelope, and they should just make a list of, what do they have and what do they want. Get clear on those gaps, because I can help them close every one of those gaps. But if their mind is swirling and they're in so much angst, they might not be able to get as much value from that first complimentary confidential consultation. So I like people to prepare. I say, come to me with 2 or 3 situations where you're not getting the results that you want. I want to know what those are, and we'll dissect them together. And people leave those calls with clarity, focus, and energy.
Okay, so that's a great way to start. Where are you not getting the results that you want? And since you mentioned your complimentary consultation,
Yeah.
where do people find you? How do they get to you?
Well, I'm all over LinkedIn. I've got a ton of content on LinkedIn. They just have to know that Katharine's spelled funny, Katharine, Halpin, Halpin. My contact is information is on my LinkedIn profile.
Okay. So since all entrepreneurs have challenges, even those that are 6, 7, and 8 figure earners, what's your biggest challenge?
Well, my biggest challenge is, and I can give you a gazillion examples of this. So, what gives me the ability to do this work, to get people to open up and tell me what their challenges are, is my soft Mississippi style. I never lost that. And I'm highly intuitive and off the charts empathetic. So I just make people feel safe, and they open up, and they frequently tell me, I'm telling you stuff I didn't, I haven't never even told my spouse or my COO. But so it puts me in a position to be more concerned about their well-being than my own well-being. So sometimes I'll give away too much. Sometimes I won't ask for the sale because I don't want them to feel awkward or uncomfortable. We have such a bond that I want to I want to respect that bond that we've just built instantaneously.
Yeah, well,
So
I mean, you're there as an advisor and a consultant and a coach, and you want to be careful. I guess you don't turn it into a friendship, although there's nothing wrong with that if the parameters are set correctly.
right, exactly. I do remain friends with my clients for decades, typically,
Good,
and I've been
good.
doing it so long. I have a lot of retired clients that are friends.
Okay, we got about a minute and a half left. So, what's one question I should have asked you that I didn't ask?
Well, how do I address these people issues? That's like
Okay,
what's
Catherine,
my
how do you
secret
address
sauce?
these people issues?
Well, the first thing I do is go in and interview all the key players, all the executives, all the managers, and then anybody that's in an individual contributor role. And then that allows me to build rapport and earn some trust. and get to know them. And you can send me to the snarkiest person in the basement of the building, hasn't seen the light of day in 40 years. And I can come back after a 45-minute conversation and say, oh, he's such a great guy. And I think if we tweak his job this way and this way, I think we can have him be more happier and more satisfied and easier to work with. So it's not complicated what I do. It's just getting to know people. And then I have some tests that I like to use to tell me, specifically what their strengths are. And then it's a process. One of my very first clients that I had in 97, I got him in 97. I said to them, what about Joe Blow? He seems like he has a lot of leadership potential. Oh, he's an idiot. No, we don't want to invest in Joe Blow. And I'm like, well, I'm just saying that it seems like he has some leadership capacity. And today Joe is the CEO of that company. So he was like 2 or 3 generations after I worked with him, but he did emerge. So I just have an intuitive ability to, find people's strengths and help them get their roles in alignment with their strengths. But it's definitely not rocket science.
Good. Well, that's a great example of the results you produce. And I can't think of a better way to end things. So, folks, that's a wrap on another great guest episode of the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs. And just before you go, if you enjoyed it, please give us a 5-star rating and feel free to share it with a couple of friends so we can spread the word. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss any future episodes, go to evolvepreneursecrets.show. And if you're an entrepreneur, let's get your next great idea started today.